Welcome to another movie community college reaction video.
I would say that when it comes to YouTube reaction videos, I am kind of the villain of YouTube reaction videos.
Of YouTube reactors?
Yes, I'm kind of the villain. I'm kind of this is where the bad boys go. This is kind of where we are troublemakers.
You might be a troublemaker. I think that I'm usually the voice of reason here.
We're political by nature.
Well, that's true.
We offend people.
Not always intentionally.
Not always, but it happens.
It does happen.
And sometimes I will purposely pick fights with other reactors.
You, but not me.
Yes.
I can do that.
But that's kind of my nature.
That is your nature. You're naughty by nature.
Wanted to learn. Yes.
Americans will get that reference.
Made me choke on my own spittle.
Yeah. Wow, it wasn't that funny.
I'm seeing wanted to know about the prison days and gang stories, and they may okay, we'll pull back from that. However,
they don't involve me. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, you were the rehab.
That's true.
The saving grace.
I pulled you out of the mire.
This YouTuber I really like.
Yes.
Her name is Carolina Goswami.
That's
I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I am. We've actually reacted to several of her videos.
I love when we're hanging out with Desi's and I say,
Big B, ever heard of him?
Are you familiar with Big B? And they look at me like, are you smoking crack, dude? What's wrong with you?
It was fun today when we met our new Indian friend.
Yes.
And
Mr. Gupta. What's up, Gupta?
Yes. And we were talking about, different actors and movies and his favorite and our favorites. And then you mentioned that Big B follows me on Twitter, and he sat up and looked at me over the computer like, what? And I gave him the thumbs up and said, it's true.
So this is Carolina Goswami, and she's talking about, could India be kings of the East? Basically.
That's not what she said. She said, will India become a superpower, an economic superpower?
Yeah, I wonder where she got that idea from. But I love Carolina Goswami.
Yes.
Her husband.
This is India in 2018. It is one of the fastest growing major economies, and the experts are calling it a big growth story. By 2025, the standard of living in many Indian states will be similar to 2012 levels of high and middle income nations. For instance, per capita GDP of Goa and Chandigarh will be similar to 2012 levels of Spain. India is the largest democracy in the world, and a comparison with communist China may not sound very fair, but in per capita terms, India's GDP in 2016 was similar to China's GDP of 2007. IMF predicts that India will continue to be one of the fastest growing economies. What is it that makes India one of the largest growth engines for the world? And what are the factors that are favoring India? My name is Karolina Goswami, and in this episode, I will be highlighting the top reasons that make India's growth story very unique. It is predicted that by 2025, India will have the largest 18 to 22-year-old population in the world. Actually, this is how it looked like in 2012. And this is how it is expected to look like in 2025. India will be followed by China and Indonesia. India is also going to be the largest domestic higher education market, and again, it will be followed by China. Over the next 3 decades, more than 350 million Indians will be moving into cities, and it is expected that India will be the world's largest middle-class consumer market by 2030, overtaking both China and the USA. According to Goldman Sachs, India's consumer story will be led by its 440 million millennials and by its 390 million Gen Zers. And according to a report by the Boston Consulting Group, by 2025, India's consumption expenditure will increase 3 times, and it is expected to hit $4 trillion. On the basis of their income, BCG divides India's households into 5 categories: elite, affluent, aspirers, next billion, and strugglers. And here is a good news. By 2025, the percentage of the strugglers is expected to decline. By 2025, 40% of Indian population will be living in urban areas. Migration to urban centers will not be limited to India's megacities, as population and consumption are going to rise in small towns too. Leading investors have considered India as the most attractive market, and foreign direct investment is increasing. India is becoming a new home to global innovation centers. The availability of talent is said to be a key driver for this growth. In most cases, Bangalore is a preferred destination, but other Indian cities are coming up too. And cumulatively, this is where India stood in the total number of innovation centers, according to the Capgemini study. By 2020, India is expected to be placed at the 5th position in Global Manufacturing Competitive Index, and gradually, its percentage in global trade share will increase too. A study by the Boston Consulting Group and CII reveals that over the long term, the Indian manufacturing sector has shown steady results. In around 25 years, 1 rupee of output increased to 21 rupees. Over the next 2 decades, India will be investing billions of dollars to transform its infrastructure. It is expected that passenger traffic at Indian airports will cross 400 million people by 2020, and the Airports Authority of India is aiming to start operating 250 airports before that. Better highways, better port infrastructure, bullet train, hyperloop. India is going for everything. India is developing or planning 5 industrial corridors that are supposed to be the core elements in India's growth story. These 5 corridors present multiple investment and growth possibilities. India is not just planning to be well connected internally, but it is also working on projects that will make it better connected with the rest of the world. India has joined the Ashgabat Agreement, which will diversify India's connectivity options with Central Asia. This agreement is going to synchronize with India's efforts to implement the International North-South Transport Corridor for improved connectivity with Eurasia. New Delhi is also focused on the completion of the India-Myanmar-Thailand Trilateral Highway, and there is already a plan to extend this highway to Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. In many ways, India is rising. The sheer size of India's youth has opened many new possibilities. But what India does with its youth is even more important. India's former president APJ Abdul Kalam said, "Unemployability is a bigger crisis than unemployment." And this is why skill development programs are very important. India is very fortunate that its growth is happening in a highly digital environment. Through their smartphones, young citizens of India are nicely equipped to help themselves and also to connect with the world. By spending more in education, science and health, and by formalizing its informal sectors, India's journey to prosperity is only going to get shorter. With a strong focus on renewable energy and environment, if India does what is required to constantly improve on ease of doing business, and if it can capitalize on the aspects which are undeniably positive, India has many reasons to be optimistic. In a nation of more than 1 billion, there are many challenges, many opportunities, and many possibilities. Yes, India is a big growth story, and it is likely to remain so. See you again.
Oh, I guess I gotta just sitting there staring at the screen like, okay.
Yes, got to get rid of that.
What are your thoughts?
First off, this has nothing to do with the video itself. I love her accent. She just sounds so cute.
She's adorable.
Yes, she is adorable. Which I'm not trying to sound patronizing because I know she's a grown woman, so saying adorable, but she is very cute.
Yeah, she is adorable.
So, of course, I agree with her. I mean, there's absolutely no reason in the world why India will not become an economic superpower. All of the writing is on the wall, to coin a phrase from the Bible. The writing is on the wall. And so, of course, India is going to continue to prosper and grow. And as we told our new friend today, in 100 years, India is going to look like a completely different place. And she's talking about the very short term, 2020. I mean, that's 2 years away. 2025, 7 years away. So, of course, we're going to see all kinds of changes in the short term. But even in the long term, in 100 years, India is going to look totally different. Absolutely, India will become an economic superpower, as well she should. What do you think?
Is India's Peshwa raising the saffron flag?
Saffron?
The saffron flag everywhere I go. I am your herald, India. I am your silver surfer. I have been declaring this for a couple of years now, and it is happening, and you see it, and I did it first. I called it first. I am taking credit for this, just like I'm taking credit for when I backed China off of India in the border dispute. They responded to my possible taunting.
Your nudge. It was just a
my
nudge.
taunting. Absolutely, I think this is possible. I think that this is extremely possible.
It's not even possible. This is reality. This is yes, absolutely.
You are a fool if you do not recognize it. You are a fool if you do not see this train called India, called Hindustan, coming straight for the world. Get on. I'm on the train. I'm on the train. I know where I'm going. I'm on the train. If you want to come with me, get on the train.
Hop on.
If you don't want to, then stay behind. And it's going to make her neighbors look foolish. This is becoming a high society. This is becoming a Asian subcontinent utopian.
Not utopian, because utopia literally means a place that doesn't exist.
Well, you know the literal ideology that I am putting up to compared to its neighbor. Its neighbor is going to look like.
You mean to say paradise, not utopia?
Okay, very good. Whatever.
Okay.
But as India is the mighty Galactus ready to bear down on the world, the civilized world, I am her silver surfer. I've been giving just a tiny bit of her galactic power to go and warn and scout out, and here I am.
Okay.
This is going to happen.
Yep.
Carolina Goswami is awesome. I enjoy her.
Yes.
I never have anything bad to say about her. Her husband is a handsome dude. He makes
His
beautiful.
furniture looks very nice.
Very, very nice. I watched a video from her personal blog where it looked like she was at her mother-in-law's house with the kids. And what a sweet family.
Yeah.
What we are on camera is what we are. I mean,
That's
if you
true.
catch us off camera, if you don't like us if you don't like her videos, you're not going to like us personally.
That's true.
She seemed the exact same way in her other videos.
As she is on this channel.
Very sweet, very sweet. Nice. I wish nothing but peace and prosperity on her and her channel. Very kind people.
And her family.
And her family in India. Now, Kings of the East.
Isn't that a separate video?
Rishikesh says Wednesday the latest. The documentary is coming. Kings of the East.
But you can't promise that it's going to be up then, because things can happen. Okay.
But we're close. We're almost at the final stages of post-production.
And you thought it wouldn't be up until June.
So I told everybody
it'll be
June.
up before June.
Rishikesh, he had to hire a monkey to finish the keystrokes because he has no arms left.
No, that's
He first
not
lost
true.
his fingers by doing all the editing. And now when his fingers are gone, then it was his hand, and his hand's gone, and now he was to his elbow, just using his elbow, and it's gone.
All right.
He looks like what's his name from Sholay.
Tucker?
He's like Tucker. He has no arms, and the monkey. He has a pencil in his mouth and he points, and the monkey then comes over and does the keystrokes.
You're getting
it's
ridiculous.
Genius. It's brilliant. It's outstanding.
Okay, if it were true that he lost his fingers, his hands, and his arms,
Yes.
why would first off, how would he get the pencil in his mouth?
He's
And
just
secondly,
gifted.
he can't talk. He has to use a pencil to point.
The
He
monkey
can't
doesn't-
just say,
monkey
"Hey, go
understands
look
the
at that."
You obviously know nothing about training monkeys.
Right.
Obviously.
Okay. Neither do you.
I don't believe you want to go there.
Seriously?
I've watched every King Kong film. I love Planet of the Apes. When Planet of the Apes came out, I root for the apes to win.
That's true. That's all true. Okay. But your little story about Rishikesh and the monkey is not true.
That's very true.
It's not true.
That's very true.
No.
Rishikesh knows.
Anyhow, back to the subject at hand. We were talking about, will India become an economic superpower?
Yes. Easy. Yes.
Okay.
Boom.
So this was a good video.
Boom.
I enjoyed it.
Boom. This is like will MS Dhoni hit his 6 in his prime? Like
A sixer?
yes, yeah, of course he is. Bam, there it goes, dude. Bam. Are you kidding
Okay.
me? Like it's just of course it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Of course it's gonna happen.
And that's that for this video.
In China blows. China.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna say about China. Not a Chinaman's chance.
Anyhow, is
Not
that
a
all?
Chinaman's chance.
Is that it? We got to wrap it up. You were telling me last video was too long.
Well,
Let's wrap it up.
Well,
Come on.
I got more to
Come
say about
on.
this.
Oh, so it's okay for you to ramble on.
Look at her.
Yes.
Look at her. The Statue of Liberty should be wearing a sari.
She didn't have a sari on. Honey.
She should, because that's the influence that India is going to have on the globe.
I'm saying Carolina Goswami didn't have a sari
No,
on.
no,
either.
no. I'm talking about the Statue of
Okay.
Liberty. Carolina Goswami.
Here's the
Outstanding.
thing. India can have her very own statue. It doesn't
It can
have
be
to
me.
be the Statue of Liberty. America
Me.
has that. India will have her own thing.
Yes. Okay. I've gone on too long.
Yeah, you've jumped the shark.
What's up? Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I would ask you to please subscribe. Please like and share. And please go check out Dark Sky Radio, the greatest internet radio station in the world.